Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Jen and this is 26 Remix. Let's begin by standing feet about hip width apart in the center of your mat, arms resting at your sides. Stand nice and tall, spine neutral, shoulders stacked above the hips. Weight is slightly in your heels. In between each of the postures in this sequence, we will have time to return back to this position where I'll ask you to find your balance and find your stillness. Essentially, you want to fixate on a certain point so you can clear your mind and really just focus on finding that point where you're in perfect balance with the weight again slightly in the heels, letting the bones of the body do the work of balancing. And find stillness. Try not to let your eyes wander. Try not to let your thoughts wander. Keep coming back to this position. We'll take a few more breaths here, and then we'll move into our first breathing exercise. Let's begin with our first breathing exercise. Standing feet hip width apart. Again, nice and tall. On an inhale, we bring our arms up overhead. And on the exhale, hinge at the hip, hands down. You don't need to touch the floor all the way here. You can absolutely bend the knees if you need to. This is just waking up the spine. Inhale, arms up. Slight arch in the back. Exhale, fold forward. Gently fold forward. Inhale, up. Slightly expand the chest. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up, expand the chest, slightly arch the back. Exhale, round the back, fold forward. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms up. Expand the chest. Exhale, bend the knees, fold forward. 2 more times. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Slowly come back to your starting position, feet together. Find your balance, find your stillness. Half moon series. Feet together. Raise your left arm on an inhale. Exhale, squeeze the right side of the abs. Bend to the right side. Try to touch your right shoulder to your right hip. Reach the right fingertips down towards the floor. Left fingertips up and away. Squeeze and bend a little deeper on each exhale. Relax the left side of the body, including the left side of the abdomen. And change, come back up, left arm down. Inhale, right arm up. Exhale, bend to the left, squeezing the left side of your abs, relaxing and releasing the right side. Trying to touch the left shoulder to the left hip. On every exhale, squeezing a little deeper. Squeeze into the left. And change. Slowly come up, right arm down. Take a breath. Hands together at your chest for back bend. Feet together or slightly hip width apart. Begin to engage the back of the neck by sticking the chin out and up. Squeezing the shoulder blades together, squeezing the mid back, curling the spine backwards, squeezing the lower back. Finally, the glutes as we push the hips forward. Make the back muscles as short as possible while you release and stretch the front side of the body. And change. Slowly come up. Take a breath in. Exhale. Bend the spine forward. Tuck the chin. Curl, curl the shoulders forward. You can bend the knees. Hands on the floor. Trying to touch your forehead to your knees. Squeeze the abs as you press the lower back towards the ceiling. And change. Slowly come up. Back to the center of your mat, feet together. Find your balance. Find your stillness. Chair pose. Stand with the feet hip width apart. Raise the arms forward, palms down, shoulders relaxed. Try not to let your arms raise up. You want to keep them pretty level. As you shift the weight into your heels, shoot the hips back. Engage the abs so that your spine stays neutral, letting yourself stay straight. No round in the back, no arch in the back. Nice and straight. Again, hips back, weight in the heels. Sink lower. Continue to breathe while we work the glutes, the quads, the hamstrings, the calves, the arms, and the abdomen. Notice if your spine begins to curve. Try and keep that neutral. And change. Stand all the way up. Keep the arms out. Chair 2. Rise up onto the toes, balancing on the big toe and the second toe. Begin to bend the knees while keeping a straight spine as if you were sliding down a wall. Arms out in front, shoulders down, and balance. Engage the abs here. Keep a neutral pelvis. Slowly raise up. Drop the heels. Chair 3. Stand with the feet a little bit closer together. Toes touching, knees touching. What that looks like in the front is this. So I'm squeezing my toes and my knees together. Arms out front. We're going to slightly rise on the heels. Not as much as we did in chair 2. But again, straight back, sliding all the way down until you come to a seat on your heels. Relax the shoulders, balance in a little toe stand here. And change. Using the abs and the legs, slowly come up. Relax the arms. Center of your mat, feet together or slightly hip width apart. Find your balance. Find your stillness. Eagle pose. Stand with the feet hip width apart. Raise both arms up overhead. On an exhale, sweep the right arm underneath the left and try and hold on to maybe the thumb or the hand, squeezing it in, lowering the hips. Shift the weight into your left leg. Pick the right leg up, over top, squeeze. Keep a neutral spine. Contract the abs. And change. Slowly release. Bring the arms up overhead. Inhale. And on the exhale, other arm. Left arm under the right arm, reaching for the thumb or the hand. Sink back into the hips. Weight in the right foot. Left leg comes up and over. Squeeze, get smaller. Engage the abs. And slowly release. Foot down. Reach the arms all the way up. Inhale. Exhale, lower the arms. Find your balance and find your stillness. Standing hand to foot. Bring the hands to the hips, feet together. Shift the weight into your left leg as you start to pick up the right foot. Take your pointer and middle finger on your left hand, bring them together, pick up the right foot, and loop the fingers around the big toe. Stand and find balance. If you're stable here, extend the right leg. Slowly bring the leg in, step the right foot down. Other side. Begin to shift the weight into your right foot, getting ready to pick up the left leg. Take your two fingers on your right hand, pick up the foot, fingers around your big toe, and balance. If you're stable, extend the leg. Slowly bring the leg in, bring the leg down. Stand with your feet together or slightly hip width apart, neutral spine. Find your balance, find your stillness. Standing, separate leg stretching. Come to the side of your mat. Take a big step out with your right leg. Straighten the legs as best you can. Slightly turn the toes in. Arms out to the sides. Begin to hinge forward, keeping a neutral spine. Weight in your heels and reach for the floor. Your objective here is to try and touch the top of your head to the mat. If this is as far as you're going, that's completely fine. If you're here and you feel like you'd like more of a stretch, maybe come down to the forearms. Maybe try and get the top of your head to the mat. Feel free to reach for the ankles to help pull the top half of your body down, doing so gently, and breathe. Slowly release. Use your hands to lift your body up. Slight bend in the knees as you lift your upper body up. Walk the feet together. Feet together or slightly hip width apart. Take a rest. Find your balance. Find your stillness. Connect with your breath. Standing separate legs, head to knee. Come to the back of the mat. Step forward with your right foot slightly wider than hip width apart. My right toes are facing the short end of my mat. My left toes are facing the upper left corner. Squaring my hips towards my right foot, which is the foot in front, bringing the arms up overhead. Begin to curl the spine forward, tuck the chin, begin rounding the back, squeezing the abdominals on your way down, trying to touch your forehead to your knee. If you need to bend your knee here to touch your forehead, that's fine. Go ahead and do that. You can bring your hands to the floor for more stability. Just keep relaxing your shoulders and work on straightening the leg while touching the forehead to the knee. Squeeze the abs. You'll really feel it on the right side of your body here. And change. Slowly release. Bring the body up. Switch sides. Turn and face the left side of your mat. Legs slightly wider than hip width apart. My left toes are facing the short side of my mat. My right toes are facing the upper right corner. Square the hips so that your whole body is facing left foot in front. Arms up, relax the shoulders. Exhale, begin tucking the chin, rounding the back. You can have a slight bend in your knee again here. Forehead to knee. Squeeze the abs. And change. Slowly come up. Feet together. Find your balance. And then find your stillness. Half lotus tree. Begin to shift the weight into your left foot. Bring the right leg up, bend the knee. Get hold of that right ankle. Bring it into the hip. If you have knee problem, I would suggest stopping here. Otherwise, try and lower the right knee down and bringing the hands to the chest. This is a tricky one because you're balancing and also working on that external hip rotation, which can be difficult to hold up. If you fall out of it, that's okay. Keep trying. And change. Bring the right foot down. Other side. Shift the weight into the right foot. Bring the left leg up, bend the knee. Bring the ankle towards the right hip and start to turn the left knee down. If you've got this position, hands by your chest. This one's tricky. and change. You bring the left foot down, feet together. Find your balance. Find your stillness. Let's bring it down to the mat. Begin by laying back. Lay the legs long. Keep the right leg long. Bring the left leg in. Interlace the fingers, and you can either grasp under the leg or on top of the shin. Use your arms to hug your leg into your chest. Feel the compression on the left side of your abdomen and breathe into that compression. Release the left leg, lay it long, bring the right leg in. Again, interlace the fingers. You can grab underneath the leg or on top of the shin. Use your arms to hug your leg into your chest, feeling the compression on the right side of the body. Continue to breathe into that compression. Release the right leg. Take a breath. And bring both legs in this time for wind removing pose. Reaching the arms around, reaching for the hands if you can. Also fun to do it underneath the legs. Give yourself a big hug as you bring the legs into the chest, feeling the compression across the whole abdomen this time and breathing into that compression. And release. Lay the legs long. Relax for a moment. Extend the arms overhead. Inhale. And on the exhale, sit all the way up, reaching for the toes. Relax the head and neck. Let's come over onto our bellies for cobra pose. Lay the legs long behind you. Hands just under the shoulders. On an inhale, begin to engage the neck by sticking the chin out and up, engaging the shoulder blades, lifting our chest off the floor. Trying not to use our arms, so if you were to let go, your upper body kind of stays in that same position. Continue to squeeze on each inhale, going a little higher each time. And release. Relax the body, relax the arms, forehead to the mat. Cobra round 2. This time bring the hands back towards the rib cage, shoulders down and relax, elbows facing the back. And this time, use your back strength to get as high as you can. And then once you've reached your point, begin to engage the arms, lifting all the way up into a full cobra. Let's begin. Inhale, engage the neck, shoulder blades, upper back. Continue to lift, pushing with the arms, squeezing the back all the way down to the glutes. making those back muscles as short as you can, curling the spine backwards. And change. Slowly release down. Relax the arms and legs at your sides. Forehead to the mat. Next up is full locust. Lay the legs long. They can be slightly wider. They don't have to be together here. Arms out to your sides. On an inhale, we're going to lift everything up, just like we did with Cobra, but we're also going to be lifting the arms off the mat and the legs. So everything except for your hips stays down. On an inhale, begin, lift. Engage every muscle in your back to lift everything up off the mat. And release. Relax everything, forehead to the mat. Locust round 2. Arms out to the sides. Exhale all the breath. And inhale, begin. And release. Relax everything, forehead to the mat. Bow pose. Staying on our bellies, bend the knees. Try and grasp the outside of the ankle on both sides. Sometimes a strap can be helpful here if you have one, or a towel you can wrap around your legs so you can get a grip. Otherwise, let's hold on to the ankles. And on an inhale, similar to what we just did in locust pose, we're going to engage everything on the back side of the body. As you lift the legs in this one, think about kicking your feet up and not out. That might help engage the right muscles. Exhale all the breath. And on an inhale, begin. Lift everything up, engage the back, kick the legs up, engage the glutes. And release everything. Relax the legs, lay the arms at your sides, forehead to the mat. Slowly come up onto your knees. Going to start with firm. So I'll do that one facing you. Knees together. We'll start sitting back on the heels. If this is difficult, feel free to put a block or a towel underneath to sit on. And gently sit back, palms on the thighs. If this is comfortable for you and you don't feel any sensation in the knee or the thighs, feel free to take it to the next level, where we bring our feet out to the sides, keeping our knees together, and we sit back in between our feet. You can use your hands to prop yourself up as you slowly lower. But if this is also comfortable for you, feel free to bring the hands to the thighs. And release. Use your hands to come back up. And let's sit in an easy seat and take a breath. In this position, I won't ask you to find your balance because you are sitting on the floor, but I will invite you to find your stillness. Half tortoise pose. Come to our knees. Again, sitting back, using a block or a towel if you need to. Arms up overhead. Slowly curl the spine forward. Eventually bring your hands to the mat and forehead to the mat. This is like the inverse position of wind removing pose that we did on our backs earlier, where we brought our legs in to feel the compression. This is the same thing, just letting gravity do the work this time. Breathe into the compression in your abdomen. Slowly come up using your abdominal muscles to lift your body back onto your feet. Bringing the arms down. Coming back into that easy seat. Find your stillness for a couple of breaths. Camel pose. Let's come up to our knees. Bring your hands to your lower back as if you were sliding them into back pockets. If you are a beginner or new to practice, I would advise staying at this first position here, where we slightly engage the upper back of your neck, the shoulder blades, and start to bend your body back. Stay here if this is a little bit challenging. If you'd like to bend a little deeper, start to shift your weight back, release the hands. Try and hold on to the heels or the ankles as you let your body go completely back, pushing the hips forward and continuing to contract the back of your spine, including the glutes. And change. Release the arms, bring them to the lower back. Slowly come up. Sit back into that easy seat in the middle of your mat. Cross the legs. And find your stillness. Rabbit pose. Come back to your knees. Standing on them like we did when we started camel. Begin to tuck the chin, curl the spine forward and try and get the top of your head to the mat. Once you're in that position, reach your hands and grasp the back of your heels. Begin to lift the hips up and curl the spine, pressing the lower back into the ceiling. Squeeze the abdominals. It's a very difficult position to breathe in, so take shallow breaths. And release. Bring the hips down. Slowly come up. Back to our seat. Finding our stillness. Forehead to knee. Lay the right leg long out to the side. Bring the left foot in so that your soles are touching the inside of your right thigh. Switch your hips so that you're framing the right foot. Flex the toes. Arms up into the toes. Arms up. Interlace the fingers. Tuck the chin. Forward fold. Bend the spine forward. Reaching the forehead for the knee. Grabbing onto the foot if you can. And squeezing everything on the front side of the body. And change, release. Come back up. Other side. Bring the right leg in. Lay the left leg long. Sole of the right foot on the left inner thigh. Turn and square the hips to the left. Sit nice and tall. Flex the foot. Interlace the fingers. Begin to bend the spine forward. Forehead to knee. Reach for the feet. Grab a hold if you can. And squeeze. And release. Slowly come back up. Back to our easy seat. Hands on the thighs. Find your stillness. Stretching. Face the short end of your mat. Legs out long in front of you. Flex the feet. And begin to hinge at the hip. Notice we're not curling the hip. We're bending it forward this time, but we're keeping a neutral spine and hinging at the hip. Reaching for the feet. Maybe your two fingers grab your toes. Maybe they grab the actual feet. Maybe they're just grabbing the ankles or the calves. Whatever it is, bend the spine forward. Feel the stretch on the back of the legs, the calves, and the hamstrings. And try and yearn your body forward here. Again, keeping a neutral spine. But once you're at this position, feel free to go ahead and relax the head and neck. And release. Bring the body up. Come back to an easy seat here. Find your stillness. Almost done. Going to finish class today with a reclined spinal twist. So let's lay all the way back on the mat, legs long. Bring the right leg up so that your knee is bent a little bit. Take your left hand and hold the outer edge of your right knee. Begin to shift the body so that your knee gets pushed all the way down to the other side of your body. Right arm is long to the other side. Turn your head and look at your right hand. Really let gravity do its work here and slowly bring the body into this twist. And change. Slowly bring your body back to the middle, back to neutral, both legs long. Other side, bend the left leg, right hand to the outside of the left knee. Begin to drape it over the right side of your body. Left arm long, turn, and look at your left hand. And slowly release, come back to center. Lay the legs long. Final resting pose or corpse pose. Lay the legs long, let the feet fall to the sides, palms up, relax the arms, relax the entire body. Close your eyes and breathe. Use this opportunity to let your body reap all of the benefits from class. Use this time for yourself. I invite you to stay here 5, 10, 15 minutes, as long as you need. I hope you have a great rest of your day and a great rest of your week. Thank you so much for practicing with me. And if you liked this video and want to see more, please don't forget to like it and subscribe. Thank you. Bye.